All right, Scott here from Vino Las Vegas, and we're closing off this night here at the Pierce Ranch Vineyards, which is really interesting. They just opened their tasting room just 3 weeks ago, and they have some great wines. They're from the extreme southern part of Monterey County, so you have some of the hot varietals there, some Tempranillos, some Albarinos, some Verdejos, and some other interesting Spanish wines. So Pierce, if you're ever here in Cannery Row, 1 block off of Cannery Road here in Monterey County. Until next time, Scott from Vino Las Vegas.
First official function we're having here, so you're kind of christening it, Sarah. Pierce Ranch Vineyards is what I said, located down in the San Antonio Valley, the southernmost part of Monterey County, kind of the warmer section. We're about 25 miles north of Paso Robles, and in some ways we have somewhat similar sort of climate, though a different overall sort of situation. We're located in an upland valley, elevation of about 1,100 feet. Basically, low average rainfall, low vigor soils, and but a fairly robust sort of diurnal swing of about 40 to 50 degrees during the growing season, and so this is a sort of a situation that really makes us ideally suited to a number of these Spanish and Portuguese varietals, which is kind of the major emphasis of what we do. It's not everything we do. We also branch out into a few sort of southern Rhone varieties as well, a little bit from Bordeaux, and we've got but the Spanish and Portuguese is really sort of the main sort of thrust of what we're working with right now. Then our 06 Touriga, which is a blend of Touriga Nacional and Touriga Francesa. And to kind of tell you a little bit more, I'll now to Ian Brandt, our winemaker, talented young winemaker. Started off, did an early apprenticeship with Bonnie Doon, was assistant winemaker at Big Basin for a number of years, and has been off on his own, kind of creating his own path over the last few years, and excited to be working with him, and now he can tell you a little bit more. Thanks.
I just want to highlight a couple of reasons why I'm really excited working with the Pierces. From the perspective of a winemaker, being able to define the direction of an AVA, to really get deep into the soils. Pretty interesting soils. We got some schist and limestone and granite mixes, a little bit of clay in there, some nice drainage, really nice hillsides. And to be able to go in there and start figuring out everything from row direction to varieties and mixes of varieties, and how it all plays together, and define a style associated with the AVA. So a couple things we're striving for is obviously drinkability. Drinkability is great. Balance. We don't want to make the overpowering, overly effusive wines. Just an element of restraint that goes with that drinkability, so that it doesn't overpower whatever you're eating with it. And then to be constantly moving, to be constantly figuring out what's new and what's next. We've got something close to 20 varieties in the vineyard. Funny things like Paraquita and Tinta Beretta, which will be coming online next year, Carignan, Graciano, all kinds of different blenders that don't really get a whole lot of traction here in the States. But part of being in a hot climate is learning to work with a wider variety of material. When you're working in a cool climate like the San Jose Highlands, you take your Syrahs and your Pinots, and then those usually make singly, complete wines by themselves, if you do a good job growing and a good job making the wine. When you're in a hot area, it's all about how you can put different pieces together. You grow one thing for the tannin, one thing for the fruit, one thing for the mid-palate, one thing for the spice, another thing for the color, and then you put them all together and shape that into a wine.